Bună seara, suntem live. Ia să vedem. Hey, Bren.
Hi.
I think you need
Turn my
to.
camera around.
I think
Whoops.
you need to switch your camera. Yeah. Hey, how are you?
Wow, nice to see you. How are you?
Nice to see you. I'm good, thank you. I was waiting for this live. I have very good energy because we are talking about energy.
Perfect.
Hi everyone. So today I'm here with Bren. I have a special guest to discuss about the 10 minutes daily routine. So in case you have questions for us, please drop them here in the comment section so that we can address them during the live. So Bren is a yoga teacher. And I will let you, Bren, maybe you can introduce yourself for a few moments and maybe share with us how the daily routines transform your lives and what changes did you see also in your students' life?
Sure. Thanks, Alexandra. My name's Bren. I'm a yoga and meditation teacher in Canada. Um, I find my day is so different whether I keep my 10, 15 minutes in the morning for myself or skip it. And as someone who's my whole life is kind of about yoga, I teach yoga every day. I'm always talking about the teachings of yoga. And I'm surprised at how often I let that 10 minutes slip out of my routine. It's amazing how sort of sneaky that can be to accidentally not give yourself that time. Um, so I noticed that when I maintain that practice for myself, especially first thing in the morning, I then move into my day making choices. I choose to step forward and choose how to respond to what happens in my day. And if I skip that morning routine, then I move forward and just sort of bounce off of things, or I'm reacting and sort of it's like life is happening to me instead of me participating and choosing to move forward.
Exactly. Yeah, I'm curious if the people that join can share with us if they have a daily routine, and if not, what they would like to integrate in the daily routine. I think it would be interesting. So indeed, Bren, I totally agree with what you're mentioning because I had periods also as you in my life where I tend to, to say to myself that, okay, maybe you don't have time, or maybe you can use that 10 minutes doing, other things. And then I realized that my mornings were starting like in a chaotic mode, like on the fight or flight mode. And everything was collapsing. The entire day was shitty. The interactions with people were not that good. And I said, okay, this is not okay. So I need to change something. And indeed, I totally agree that there is a difference between the days when you offer yourself at least maybe 10 minutes or 20 minutes of your time versus the days when you just live on autopilot.
Exactly. And I notice especially when I'm driving
Mm-hmm.
in traffic is when I know for sure if I had my quiet time that morning or not.
Exactly. Yeah. And for example, Bren, can you share with us what changes did you see in the interactions with your students? Because I assume you see a lot of people, you work with a lot of people, and probably, I'm not sure if you have a specific niche, but you probably saw some transformation like before and after. So maybe you can share that with us as well.
I often work with women that are very um, busy and active and maybe overstimulated, lots of activity always going on. And these people, especially, I find they find it difficult to go from all that action, go, 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 to completely still seated meditation. So I like to give these women a couple steps, a pathway to get from all that movement to some relative stillness. And I think the biggest puzzle piece is the noise or having the quiet time. For example, if someone's new to meditation and they're used to so much busyness, always on the go, I'd recommend maybe going for a walk, like a brisk walk, but with no headphones.
Mm-hmm.
And you're giving yourself that quiet time, but it doesn't feel so intimidating that you have to sit on the floor cross-legged. There's lots of ways you can get those benefits of meditation without sitting still on the floor. So I've seen some of these women that I work with. It shows on their face, but a lot in their energy. They'll walk into a room with some sort of settled energy, and they're, like I mentioned about myself, they're choosing to move forward rather than rushing in and where do I look and where do I sit and what do I do? They enter a room and then they choose how to move forward.
Yeah, and I think you mentioned something very important, like rushing in, because we have the tendency to rush like each and every single day. And I totally agree that meditation is a very good tool that you can use to quiet your mind. And I know that the majority of the people have this tendency to think like you need to sit like 1 hour in meditation or 2 hours. And probably people, are freaking out and are not doing it. But the idea is that even though what I noticed, for example, in my case and with the women that I work with, if you feel like you are very agitated and your mind is very agitated, I think the first step that you can do is to connect with your body. And I think this gives you a lot of opportunity to take a step back and see, okay, what I'm feeling today. Maybe it's okay that I'm feeling certain emotions. Hello, Bayoga. Well done, ladies. Hello. Thank you for being here. Yeah, so I was saying, like, if you take some time and just connect with your body, connect with your emotions. And I think before doing the meditation, profitable yogis, exactly. Before doing the meditation, it's an important step to connect with your body and just let the stress go away, let the resistance that you're feeling, and then you'll be able to get more accustomed with sitting in silence, like in meditation.
Absolutely. I carve out this quiet time in my day. That is consistent, that I give myself time. But what I'm doing during that time sometimes changes depending on how busy my mind is or how comfortable I am sitting still. So sometimes my 15 minutes in the morning is seated, quiet meditation where I'm training my mind to always come back to the breath. Sometimes I need to go for a lap around the neighborhood,
Mm-hmm.
or I'm doing some gentle yoga. Sometimes it's journaling. Whatever the activity is, it's the taking time aside and that quiet time for myself in the morning that allows me to, like people say, fill up your own cup before you can pour into other people's.
Exactly. And I think that we have so many resources that we can use, especially internal resources such as also breath work. Like, for example, when I started practicing yoga, to be honest, I didn't know how to breathe correctly. So I remember that I was with my yoga teacher back then, I think 8 years ago. And when I did some pranayama, I was like, okay, I'm not breathing correctly. And that somehow shifted, like everything. And I realized that with this simple tool like breathing, like just staying a few moments with yourself and just connect with your breath and quiet your mind, this can shift completely your reality.
Absolutely. And my favorite way to use the breath as a tool is when you're out and about during the day. Whenever I see the color red,
Mm-hmm.
I remember my breath. And you can make it sort of a game. That works especially when you're driving because you see the brake lights and the street lights and everything. But I've trained the connection. When I see the color red, I take a deeper breath.
Yeah, it's very, very important. But for example, Bren, can you share with us what specific changes did you see in your life after having these tools on a daily basis, except for the fact that maybe you are more grounded, more aligned? How this impacted other areas?
The most noticeable change is that I used to like burst into tears, like regularly, like once every couple of weeks. I'd be overwhelmed and stressed, and I have a deadline. Oh, tears, tears, tears. um, and I don't think I knew how overwhelmed I was. It's like every day I was at my maximum limit, and I was just living at my maximum and I didn't notice. So once I sort of started to drop into this awareness, I created some space between something that happens and my reaction to it. So I've created more space between me and my limit where I burst into tears.
Yeah, exactly. And I see, I totally get you because I had many periods where I was so stressed out. I was super anxious, like feeling this in my body. And I was super tired. Even though I was sleeping, I was very, very tired because my nervous system was very overwhelmed.
Right.
And I realized doing these short practices because as you mentioned, I do it in the morning, but I also want to do it late in the afternoon because I want to disconnect from work and so on. I realized so many changes happened in my life, and I feel more calm, more peaceful, also more confident, more motivated. Because when our energy, is very very low, you're unmotivated. I don't know. You don't want to do anything. You just want to rot in bed and so on. So I think the most important here is that these tools like meditation, breathwork, movement, these which are yoga inspired, can really help shift your energy and create a better life for yourself.
Absolutely. Alexandra, what does your morning practice look like? Is it the same
So,
every day, or do you change?
no, I change it because I'm connecting with my body. So I have like, let's say 10-15 minutes morning practice. The first thing that I do when I wake up, I clean my energy and space with Palo Santo. So I'm obsessed with Palo Santo or white sage. So I clean like everything, and somehow it connects me with, that feeling of being calm, being quiet and more relaxed. So this is the first thing that I do. Then I practice dry brushing on my entire body. It's a tool that I discovered, I think, 1 year ago, and I have been practicing since then. So just a few minutes, it's perfect. My body feels very okay, and I feel like it's a complete detox for my body. Then I do my skincare routine, and afterwards meditation, breathwork, depending on the level of energy. Sometimes I want to do like a little bit of stretching. Other days I want to do like a more active practice, like a more active type of breathing to increase the level of energy. And I take my breakfast. Very important. No matter what happens, I have my breakfast. I also drink water with lemon before having my breakfast. And somehow I feel like all these small rituals, which I mentioned, take a few minutes, connect me more with myself, and I'm more detached, with what happens in the outer world. I don't, uh, I'm not getting, how can I say, frustrated. How I was in the past. I feel like the energy is different, the interaction with people is different. I have more time for myself, more energy. I invest time in my hobbies, and I think this is a game changer. What about for you, Bren? What can you share with us something that makes your day brighter and cheerful?
I I like to wake up really early. I'm one of these early morning people, so usually 5
Mhm.
or 5:30. I
So you
wake
are
up.
the 5 a.m. club.
Yeah.
I'm not.
I wake up and drink water,
Mhm.
and usually it's a seated 10 minutes seated meditation I like in the morning, and then depending on the day and my schedule, I let things happen from there. I like seated meditation in the morning, and then my asana practice in the afternoon. That's been working well for me lately, and if I can get in an outdoor walk every day, that feels like a big success.
Yeah, super nice. So when you mentioned the 5 a.m., I was thinking, that book 5 a.m. Club. So
Mm-hmm.
for many years, to be honest, I was so scared of having these daily routines because I was under the impression that I need to wake up at 5 and have like 3 hours, 2 or 3 hours of rituals. And I think in the end, exactly as you said, it is important to create your own practice and see what works for you. Because for certain people, maybe it works to spend a little bit of time in nature. For other, maybe to just connect with the breath. For other, to move the body. So, yeah, I think we have many tools that we can work with, and this is the amazing part.
Absolutely. There's lots of different paths to get to that place of calm and centeredness. And if there's one thing I hope we can get across to people, it's that it doesn't need to be complicated. It's not, it feels so good and it's not that hard. Like, it's just a little bit of effort and it feels great.
Yeah.
It's worth it.
Yeah. And exactly, we tend to I don't know, complicate our lives, you know. And the idea is that we don't need to do more to achieve more. We can do less and achieve more, like through these short practices. Because if we have, I don't know, a background of being stressed, anxious, living in fight or flight mode, and for example, if you go to the gym and do like a very hardcore workout, you will burn down. So I tested this and you will burn down. It's not okay. So I think you also need to be aware of maybe the stage of life where you are right now. For example, I work with women who are anxious, who are stressed, who want to bring more balance in their life. And when I started teaching yoga, I was under the impression that I need to do Ashtanga, you know, which was a total no-no, because that was in my head. My head was, okay, you need to practice more to have a good energy. But no, actually, a 10 or 15 minutes practice, if you do it properly and you adjust it to your needs, can be perfect.
Yeah, absolutely. And there's certain practices that are going to help certain people at certain stages of their life, just like you've said.
Yeah.
I find a lot of people that go to hot vinyasa classes, they could really use a yin or a restorative. And some of the people that are very comfortable doing yin and restorative should probably try out an Ashtanga class once in a while to balance their energy.
Exactly, yeah. In the past, I used to go to more active practices like Ashtanga, but to be honest, now I'm in love with Yin yoga and restorative. So I'm also doing the other type of yogas, but I think this one is perfect, especially when you have, you know, a very busy day and you just want to chill out. Your body wants to relax, wants to chill out, wants to, I don't know, like connect more with the breath and just release the stress, release the tension. Because if you're trying to do like a hardcore practice, your level of cortisol will increase. So
Right.
it won't.
Right. And sometimes it's the body's asking for slow, but if you've been busy all day, your mind wants to keep doing what it's doing. So the mind thinks we have to keep going quickly.
Yeah.
It could be, it's harder sometimes to change how you're thinking.
Yeah.
It's easier to keep going even if that's not serving you.
Exactly, and I think everything is a practice because I receive this question like very frequently. But sorry, if I meditate once, will it work like forever? And I said, just think, for example, you brush your teeth every day, right? You take a shower every day. It's the same with meditation. You just need to clean up all that garbage that you have in your mind. So it's just a practice, and I think it's more important to do it consistently, you know, maybe to have 5 or 10 minutes consistently, that just by trying to do 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, and then you realize that your brain is saying it's too much, you cannot do it, you have too much on your plate.
Absolutely. I think of even, 5 or 10 minutes every day has a much bigger impact on your life than going to a 1 hour class every week even.
Yeah, exactly. And probably I think the first step is to give yourself permission to do that, because I think this is the most important step, and just realize how you feel before and how you feel after, because for sure you will see differences. Believe me, I had situations where I was super stressed out and I just took a few moments, maybe 2 or 3 minutes. I did a short meditation, a short breath work, and my level of energy changed completely.
Absolutely.
So it was, if you told me this like a few years ago, I would have told you that no, this is BS. To be honest, it's not true. No, you need to work hard. You need to, I don't know. But yeah, in the end, we just need to practice and be consistent with this.
Absolutely.
Bren, can you share with us, for example, what are you currently working on with your students? And maybe you can share a few things on how people can get more, or women can get more connected with their body, with their mind, and live more mindfully.
Sure. With one of my students right now, I'm working on sleep. She has one of these busy, active minds, always go, go, go. She was who I was thinking of earlier when I mentioned that maybe it's not seated meditation, but a walk with no headphones that will get you to that
Like a
quiet
walking
place.
meditation.
Right. And so this person also struggles with falling asleep at night. It's that still quiet after a day of noise and activity. So I've made a guided meditation for her to listen to for a bit of guidance to help during that transition. I also find moving meditations that use the hands are really helpful for students that are intimidated by seated meditation. There's one I like where you inhale, open the palms, exhale, close your hands, and just that awareness, bringing your hands into the meditation, it gives you enough for your thinking mind to focus on, that it makes it a bit more accessible. And again, even those ones, that could be 2 minutes, and it gets them to where they're trying to go.
Yeah, so nice. Yeah, it works. I totally agree. It works. I had recently a course about anxiety relief, and I had some students indeed that, as mentioned, were super stressed out, were super I don't know, living in fight or flight, and they realized that these practices really work, you know. And as you said, just a little bit of movement, not something complicated, not, I don't know, 1 hour or 2 hours long. And as you mentioned, I think this improves also the quality of your sleep, also the quality of your life, how you interact with people, with your family. You have more energy for your family, because when we feel super burnt out, we just want to do nothing. So yeah, I've seen this quite frequently as well. Yeah.
Yeah, learning to give yourself energy so that you can give some energy
Yeah.
away.
Yeah, and I think you said a very interesting thing, because we are the ones creating energy. Like, we create it, and we create it through this type of practices, through breath work, through movement, through meditation, maybe connecting with nature. It's a very good tool that you can use, and also connecting with other people who have a very good energy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Um, I'm trying to see if we have questions. We don't have anything so far. I just wanted to mention that I'm organizing an online challenge. It's about energy, because I think this is an important subject. And it's about practices, like 10-15 minutes practices that I will have on the week of 24th to 27th of March. So it's for women, busy women who want to create more energy in their lives, to feel more confident, more empowered. So I'm looking forward to that, to share the tools that we discussed about here in this live. And also maybe, Bren, you can share here where people can find you, what type of offers do you currently have right now, and how they can connect with you.
Sure. Thanks, Alexandra. I'm Practice with Bren on Instagram and YouTube, and I have a yoga class video library at practicewithbren.com. You can find that guided sleep meditation for free at the link in my bio on my Instagram.
Okay, so perfectly. If we go on Instagram, we find everything there. I also have everything on Instagram, so if you click there, you can find the details of the free challenge that I'm organizing. And yeah, in case you're live right now and you have questions, you can drop them here, or maybe if you catch the replay, you can send us any questions you might have, and we will reach back to you. Yeah, I think that were the main points that I wanted to address, to be like short and sweet, because indeed there is a lot of things that we can do, but I think the most important step is to start from a certain point and see what can we do from there, from that point on.
Just start.
Exactly, just start. Okay, so thank you so much, Bren. Thank you for taking the time in joining with me in this short discussion. Thank you everyone that joined. And I don't know if you want to add anything else from your side as a
Just
conclusion.
when you see the color red, remember your breath.
It's good. It's a very good tip. I will try it, I promise.
Thanks so much, Alexandra. Thanks for having me.
Thank you so much, Bren. Thank you, everyone. Have a lovely day. Thank you. Bye-bye. Thank you.